Yo, what's up? It's your boy Giraffe. Today I'm just gonna do a bit of a commentary slash yap sesh. Mainly about why you, me, and everyone else should start playing some more single player games, man. Why we should start playing and indulging in some more single player games, dude. See, a million people. I know so many of my friends that don't really play any single player games. All they really do is just, play multiplayer games with the rest of us, vibe out, have fun, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's cool, there's no problems with that, or anything like that. But, I argue that the real fun to be had is, in experiencing a new world, a big thing that you find in single player games and not multiplayer games is immersion. Single player games don't really happen to have multiplayer games don't have a lot of immersion. I mean, yeah, you can have good graphics and such and that kind of thing, but for single player games, the story means a lot to me. When you play the game and you're immersed in it, and you're really attached to the characters, and you want to see how the characters are doing, and the progress of how the characters interact with each other, how the characters change as the game moves on, and all of that is really interesting. It's an interesting part of single player games, and a lot of a big truth is that a lot of single player games are honestly just straight up cinema, dude. They are cinema. And so many people neglect the value of high quality, story rich games. Like Red Dead Redemption 2, The Last of Us, Resident Evil 2. Certain people neglect it because they think it's kind of a waste of time having to, deal with playing all these story games, watching all these cutscenes and such. But well and truly, it is a one of a kind experience when you're playing a really good game. Say, for example, Cyberpunk 2077, one of my favorite games ever. The game has so many different little data shards that provide so much insight into what goes on in the game, provide so much extra information that you wouldn't find regularly. That can really be appreciated. And there are so many unique characters and interactions that happen that really immerse you in the story, And the best types of games are games that you can play over and over and over again. I'm getting tired. Games with replayability. Take, for example, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. No, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and The Legend of Zelda The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and Elden Ring. Elden Ring is one of the greatest games of all time, but it's also one of the most replayable games of all time. You can play it. I mean, me personally, I have over 250 hours on Elden Ring alone. And with the DLC, of course. The game is a lot of fun. But what makes it fun is the different types of builds that are available, the different ways you can play the game, the different ways you can enjoy, the different bosses in the game. The game doesn't limit you to one type of gameplay style. You have multiple options, multiple different choices you can make, multiple different builds you can create, multiple different pathways you can take. That's the beauty of open world single player games. I mean, ultimately it's down to you. You have the freedom, the autonomy to do whatever you like. And the truth is that so many people don't really find the value in story games as much as they used to. A lot of people just resort to casual games, that they can play with their friends, that they don't need to obsess too much about or think too much about. Those kinds of games. I'm not saying there's anything insanely wrong with it, but I mean, me personally, I think a good story game is better than a world-class multiplayer game that you can play with your friends. Take, for example, this scenario. It's a rainy night, no one's really, bothering you at home. all your work's done, it's nothing but free time for you. What do? You boot up some Red Dead Redemption 2, and you just get lost in the world. You know, that's what makes the game interesting. Getting lost in the world building, the characters, and the story, and the open world, and all there is to explore really does just make the game all that much better. And it provides a new perspective because, for me, my wish list of games to play, my entire want of new games that I want to play, the basket of new games that I want to play, is literally just old single player games, whether that be the Dragon Quest series or The Last of Us, you know, or Doom, The Dark Ages, or Doom Eternal, you know, all of these high quality single player games, you know, Expedition 33, you know, Alan Wake 2, Control. There's so many good games that are also coincidentally single player games, and it's truthful, and it is honest the truth. It is the honest truth that some of the greatest games of all time are single player games. You know, take for example Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 is, in my opinion, the greatest game of all time. It's my favorite game. I have well over 300 to 400 hours on it, and I only first started playing it around, I think, September last year. And ever since I first started playing, I've just fallen in love with the game. I mean, the world building, the characters, the open world, there is so much to do and explore. And the only complaint that I really can find with Red Dead Redemption 2 is that I just wish there was more story to play. I wish there was more missions to do. And that's a good thing. That just goes to show the extensive quality of the game. You know, another series of games that I'm looking forward to playing is the Batman Arkham series. I've never played it, but I have friends, well, one friend who played the entire series and cannot recommend it enough. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. I think single player games are great. You should play them more. If you're not playing them yet, you're a weirdo.